Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride,
This is Dee. Good evening.
Taylor Jolley, D. Taylor Jolley. Good evening, everybody. Hope you are well. Hope you've had a great week. Hope you're entering into February with lots of love in your heart and a desire to make whatever relationship you have going on right now better. Hopefully, it's a relationship with a husband or your wife or your spouse or your partner or somebody who is your significant other. So that's what we're here about. We're trying to keep them together, happily married Mondays.
And with a sense of humor, really. So February is Love and Romance Month.
Yeah, we got a lot of great shows. My wife has been working diligently for producing and creating programming for you for the month of February that's extra special.
He is so extra. So what we wanted to do for February was to focus on, of course, love and romance because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yep.
But just to do an overview of love and romance this evening and to give you a tidbit as to what is coming in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Great.
You want to give the tidbit now?
Well, a couple things we want to tell you about that are coming up. For those who want to be with us at our big annual church Valentine's Day Love and Romance
Love Notes
experience called Love Notes. It's going to be held at the Baltimore Marriott on the 15th and 16th, which is Friday night and Saturday morning. Friday night will feature Grammy-nominated singer Lettucey. What a wonderful, powerful singer and vocalist and performer. She will be the featured entertainment and performer on Friday night.
So is that a dinner and a dance?
It's a dinner and a dance. Saturday morning, we will be the featured presenters, D and I, for Love or Marriage Tune-Up. So we are going to be presenting and talking to couples about how to be happily married and stay happily married. And we're going to give them tips and principles from our book, Make Love.
And also from the Bible. What we've been able to
Well, our book
incorporate.
is based on the Bible. Make love, make money, make it last. And so 10 secrets for shaping a great marriage. And we believe that Jolly Good Marriage believes that success is better together. So we want you to make love, lots of love. Make money.
And make it last.
And make it last.
And so that is...
So fbcglenarden.org/...
Love Notes.
Love Notes. So let's do it again. F as in Frank, B as in boy, C as in Charlie, Glen Arden, GLENARDEN.org/Love Notes. So go and register now and get your hotel. Stay overnight. Be a part of the whole experience.
Have to hurry.
You better do that quick.
If they're not sold out already.
Well, from the hotel, even if the hotel sold out, the event still has space, so they can get a hotel
Down the street.
There are a lot of hotels in that area.
Okay.
Okay? So that's good. Okay, let's talk about love as we celebrate February, which is
Is there a difference in love and romance?
Yes. Let's first define love. Now, for those who don't know, I have a couple degrees. I have 3 degrees, actually. I have a BA in
You really learn it.
I have a... If I only had a brain.
Oh my goodness. We have a short period of time, sweetheart.
All right, so undergrad and BA in psychology and sociology, a master's degree in theology, and a doctorate in faith-driven achievement. Now, what I have learned over those processes is that love is usually thought of as romantic, but there are 3 types of love. There's philios or philias love, which is Philadelphia, brotherly love, sisterly love, love between people. Then there's agape love, which is our love of the Creator and the one who has blessed us with life and strength and health. And so we give agape, that's going this way. And then there's eros, eros, which is love that's romantic, that's hugging and kissing.
Yes, dear.
The other parts that come with that. Sex,
Stay focused.
when I think about...
Stay focused.
Oh,
Come
stay
on,
focused.
come on.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we want to focus on is not philios or agape, but we want to focus on eros and the relationships that are coming to be better in that form of love. So that's what I consider first talking about love. Mm-hmm. And then romance is when you are...
Is it a part of love?
Well, I think it is a part of the eros love. But why don't you tell what you want to say? Because there's a reason why you're asking me that question. I know you will.
Because I've been reading up on it and saying, well, what is it about romance? And people talk about romance. They're talking about the hugging and the kissing, the feeling, all the other things that kind of go into that.
Yes.
But romance is something
you turn
that
me
can
on
be,
by that
I
way,
appreciate that. Romance is something which can be fleeting.
Okay. Woo. Focus.
Fleeting.
Yeah, romance can be, in the book, we're talking about a lot of things about love, and we're actually finishing up the audiobook we were recording the other day, and I talked about in the one section about people who love to fall in love. Mm. Some people love the feeling, the butterflies, the birds are tweeting, the feeling.
So it doesn't stay.
No. Some people fall in love and fall out of love. And they like falling in love and falling out of love.
Okay, you know what you talk about. You can sing that little piece about by the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, you lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Anyway,
okay.
People lose the loving feeling. And so some people like the thrill of falling in love. B.B. King said the thrill is gone. That they like the
thrill. So when the thrill is gone, you usually end up getting divorced.
Well, yeah. Or you fall out of love, and if you're not married, then you just move on. And that's one of my friends. He likes it. He likes falling in love, and it lasts for a few months, and then he falls out of love, and he goes to the next one.
But what if you're married?
He's not married now.
What if you're married?
What if you're married? Well,
and the feeling's gone. That's why I'm saying there's a difference in romance and love.
And our pastor talks about that all the time. The people who come to his office and say, I'm not happy, and I want to get a divorce because I'm not happy anymore. And he says, well, his response to that is, God didn't make you to be happy. God made you to be joyful. And sometimes life is going to be happy and sometimes it's not. But you're not seeking happiness. Well, I want us to think about it a little differently. Let's go back to the foundational principles of a great marriage. If you get married for the fact that they had a fancy car, or they could give you a green card, or they had some money, or they was fine, or they looked good, they was bumping, and there's no friendship there, no foundation there, then your relationship is probably going to be short-lived anyway.
So it's romance and not love. If that's the case, then what really is love? Love is something which is unconditional.
It's unconditional, but it is more than just a feeling, emotion. See,
is it commitment?
Part of it's commitment, and part of it, I believe part of it for a happy marriage is numerous parts. Love is, there was a movie. Love means never having to say you're sorry. Do you remember that?
No.
There was a movie that was a famous song. Love means never having to say
You're so
you're
into music.
sorry.
I'm not.
I know. She has no idea about music. That shows you
I
she
can do
loves
talk
me.
radio.
That
shows you that I love
she
him.
loves me because I am into music. I love music. I was a musician full time for many years. I made my
I have
living
no
singing.
clue. No clue about songs,
Music,
musicians, nothing.
nothing.
Okay, so
She
back
never bought a record.
No. So I love him in spite of the fact that you love music, that you sing all the time. Well, you sang for your supper when I married you, and I really didn't understand that, but certainly not because of what you did.
Right. Right.
So to me, part of love is unconditional.
Yes.
Commitment.
Yes.
It's service.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is working at understanding.
Yes.
Even when you might not agree with what's going on, you're working at working it out.
Right. So what happens when people fall out of love, though? What do we do? Because a lot of couples,
falling out of love or or not being romantic anymore.
They're not happy anymore. I'm not happy. What do you do then? We get that question often, and we go back to what made you happy in the first place. What was it?
Maybe it was a feeling. If it was a feeling, then
feelings change, emotions change.
But love does not change.
Yeah. In fact, one of the good points about our marriage that we talked about in the book is that, and we found it consistent with marriages of people who were married over 30 years. The 30 years was what we found that the people we interviewed who were married over 30 years said their marriage was better and their love was stronger now after 30 years than it was in the first 3 years. Why? Because they've been through things together. They had seen the tough times, the good times, the challenges, the up times, the slow times, and they've been through it together. They had something that was time tested. And that's why we want to encourage people to keep going.
Not give up.
Don't give up when you have a little bump in the road. Don't give up when things get a little tough. They're going to sometimes get tough. But if you're willing to work together, stay together, and talk and work out, and everybody doesn't have to win. You don't have to be right all the time. You just have to be willing to work it out and keep working it out.
I want to go back to something you said about that couples who've been together for over 30 years that say that their love is stronger now than it was when they started out. There is research, because I read all this stuff. There is research that suggests that the loving feelings change after 3 years. So it's kind of like the roses off the bloom. And it's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? At about the 3-year mark. So if there's not love, when the romance and the feelings and the flowers and everything kind of stop because you're in the midst of you're working, you're traveling, you've got children, you've got all these things going on, you have diapers to change, who's supposed to cook the meal, all this. And you're like, what am I doing here?
It's like the friend that William, my son, said one day, Dad and Mom, one of my classmates wants to talk to you. And she has a problem. She was in Korea. Her husband had gotten a big job in the State Department. She had graduated from law school with my son and gotten married to this gentleman, and they had a baby, and then they were off to Korea. And after a couple years in Korea, she was very unhappy. So she contacted us and said, here's my problem. My husband works all the time. I'm at home here in Korea. I communicate with my girlfriends in the States. They are going to parties. They're going out. They're hanging out. They're having fun. And I'm stuck here in Korea with a baby and a husband who works all the time. And I am unhappy. And I want to leave. Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
And I said...
And I said, they lied.
That's right. Or what they do is they tell you,
They embellish the truth.
they tell you one facet of the truth, that they are having fun on Friday nights, maybe Saturday nights. But what about the rest of the week? They ain't partying every night. And many nights they go to bed lonely, wishing they could have
For someone to appreciate them.
someone to love and appreciate them, and wishing that they had a
family,
a loving family unit. So what I told her was this, and we talked on the phone. I said, I'm gonna give you some wise counsel. Told her a story. My wife saw one of our neighbors, and they had a beautiful garden, beautiful lawn garden. My wife said, I love their lawn and garden. Look at it. I want one of that. And she looked over and she went to talk to the neighbor, and the neighbor shared with them the work, or shared with her the work that it took to create that beautiful lawn and garden. And said, you can do the same if you're willing to work on it. You can have the same if you're willing to work on it. And many times...
I'm still working on that.
Well, she did get it together, and her yard is beautiful, and her
I'm
roses
still working. It's a
beautiful,
continuous
beautiful
effort.
roses. You got beautiful roses.
Thank you, dear.
But here's a lesson. That people look at somebody else's life and say, well, I want that, thinking that it just pops up like that. But it takes work. The other thing about that is, there's the old saying that the grass is greener on the other side. Well, here's what I found often. That the grass is greener on the other side because it's not real grass. It's astroturf. And let me tell you something. If you've ever brushed up against astroturf, it looks good, but when it rubs up against your skin, it hurts like hell. It hurts. And so, that said, it's a burning feeling, like you're just going through a Hades. And so, that said, you cannot look at the grass on the other side and judge your life, because you don't really understand what it really is like or what's going on. So, I encourage people to work on your relationship. Do the work. It's going to take work. Every great marriage takes work. And it starts with friends first. Our points. Point number 1, friends first. If you're not married to your best friend, start working on becoming best friends. Work on communicating. Work on getting to know each other better. Even if you're down the road.
Find something about them that you like.
Yep, and find something that you can do together.
Something that you can compliment them about, honestly.
Yeah, like I like you.
Thank you, dear.
I really do like you.
I like you. You make me laugh. You help me get a sense of humor, because I definitely needed one when I married you.
She did not have a sense of humor.
I had to find it. I had to work at it.
You worked it out.
I did.
All right. So first is make friends first. Then make God an equal part of your marriage, so that you have a spiritual base. Every great marriage I've talked to has some spiritual base. Then 3, talk about everything.
Let's go back to the spiritual base.
All right.
What it says is that you're both studying and viewing the world from God's perspective.
Right.
And that you're applying those principles so that you can be on the same.
Because how many people want to
study together?
What do you want? Do you want to be married and happy? Like we were talking to somebody, they said we were at our doctor, and the lady who took our blood said one of her daughters is married to a guy, and neither one of them are happy because they don't talk, they don't communicate.
They're there for the children. They have what, 4?
4 children.
4 children. And
they're not happy with each other. And I said, well, do they have a date night? She said, no.
That's a big deal. We talked to so many people. Well, this isn't going well. Date night means an opportunity for you just to be together and just to talk about what's going on in each other's lives.
How many of you who are watching me, us right now, have a date night? Huh? Come on. Really, every week it's in your calendar, date night. Now, we found that most people don't have a date night. Now, we had a conversation. Again, we will bring it back to my niece and her husband. They called one night, triage, drama, lots going on. very tense, intense argument. I said, okay, I don't care who said what, who did this to that.
Let's not get in the
Let's not
weeds.
get in the weeds. Let's find a system. First, how do y'all talk to each other? Do you holler and scream at each other? Do you curse each other? That's not going to work. Second, do you have a date night where you take time every week for conversation with each other? Not about the children, not about the bills, but just about each other, your goals and dreams, what you do and what you did, how was work, what's going on. Tell me about life. Tell me what's going on in your life. Just what you did when you were dating. We're no kids.
You set aside special time to get into their world.
Yes.
That's what that's about.
Yes.
You set aside time to get into their world, because if you understand their world, then you understand more of what they are about and how you guys can actually complement each other.
See, we want to save 1 million marriages. That's why we do this on Monday nights. That's why we wrote the book. Boom. JollyMarriage.com. Go get a free chapter. That's why we created the audio version. Because we're trying to get this message out. We're now doing, this is a live version, I should say. We're doing the audio book. And right now it should be out soon. We're doing the workbook because so many of you asked about it. That should be done soon. We got even more concepts and products. One of the things I'd like to know if y'all are like, let me tell you what we're thinking about. Is this for Facebook Live? Many people send us emails afterwards and say, I'd really like to have a deep dive with you guys. And we're thinking about doing a private group that will...
On Facebook?
Well, we don't know where we're going to be yet, okay? But it's going to be online.
Oh, okay.
The private group where you would get a subscription to have access to us for an hour every month. Plus, you would get resources. You would get...
Like 1,000,001 books that I read that could be helpful.
We're going to get other experts. And you're going to get a discount on the events we put together, as well as on our products that we create. So we're trying to figure that out. We had a meeting the other night with a couple who said that would be so helpful to so many people. Would y'all consider it? I said, well, I don't know. We hadn't thought about it. But I said, I'll mention it to our folks on Monday night. So would you do me a favor, whoever sees this video? Would you send us a message? You can do it through Facebook, or you can send us an email to info@williejolly.com. INF as in Frank O @williejolly.com. Say, yeah, I'd be interested in a subscription model where I can get some real special time with the Jolleys as a group event, really specialized inner circle kind of group, because we want to find out if this would be of value to you, and if it would, we'll start looking at maybe how we can create it, what technologies would be necessary for it, and then how we can roll out some real nice gifts and goodies for you. And I'm thinking of one of the things I'd like to do is a cruise. Okay, I know I'm a big thinker. I'm already...
No, I'm shaking my head because you can't stay in one place more than 2 or 3 days at a time.
Well, I can stay on a boat for a few days.
Well, you don't have a choice. You're going to jump overboard and swim back to shore?
Well, if I get bored.
Let's go back. This is February's love and romance.
All right, love and romance.
And there's a difference between romance
and love.
And love.
We're going to have some people on, by the way.
Oh. Romance, fleeting. Let's go back and review.
Yes.
Romance is something that is just a feeling. It could be fleeting. It could be completely self-serving. And love is something which is unconditional.
Yep.
Love serves. Love focuses on the other person. That's how we're defining it.
Yep.
And love is patient. And love is kind. And love is long-suffering, even though we don't want to suffer.
Read this,
right?
please.
What?
This.
What? Why am I reading this?
Just read it, please.
I can't think of a time since we've been married that I didn't want to be around Willie. That sounds funny now as I reflect on the beginning of our relationship when I told Willie we could be nothing more than friends.
She did tell me that. She told me
wore
that
me down.
Over and over and over again.
Developed a friendship before intimacy. Willie was thoughtful, friendly, funny, and easy to be around. He was patient and wise in how he handled my not interested attitude. Over time, he slowly became my best friend. Up to that point, my very best friends had always been my parents. I talked to them daily about one thing or another, and they were my champions and made me believe that I was capable of changing the world. Then came this new person, Willie, who slowly moved my parents out of first place and became my confidant. That it?
So, yeah, that's why I want to talk about love and romance. That she said we were friends before there was intimacy. And we became really good friends. We liked being around each other. We talked about lots of stuff. We took drives, drove down to Charlottesville one time, and just talked the whole time.
And picked strawberries.
And
I got bugs.
Yeah, you got a tick got on you. Ticks. But anyway, we spent quality time talking. And we realized we liked each other. We liked being around each other. We were friends. And that's why I want to get back to...
It was easy to
love,
to be with you.
It goes beyond philios to eros. And in that process, there's some growth and development. Many of the people we interviewed in the book talk about how they are married to their best friend. They are married to their best friend. So we want to encourage you to work on your friendship. Now, you had some homework for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the homework is, it is not Valentine's Day yet, and we have through next Monday. So Valentine's Day comes up, what, the 14th?
14th.
So we have another Monday.
We got another
So
Monday.
it would be great. Your home assignment is to come up with your plan for Valentine's Day.
What are y'all planning to do for Valentine's Day? What unique and special are you planning for Valentine's Day?
And I say on a budget.
Well, you can do it on a budget. Whatever they have. You don't have to tell them how to do it. If they want to spend money, that's up to them. Just tell us what you're planning to do.
Tell us what you're planning on doing. There could be something different, or what you're planning on doing. And if you want to say that we can share it, we'll share it next week.
Yeah.
So for people who might not have an idea as to what they want to do, we can give you some suggestions that'll come from our listeners. How about that?
So everybody send us some comments, what you're planning to do special for Valentine's Day, so we can share them next week. And some people might need some encouragement, some ideas. And they might be stuck. So we want to tell you what we are doing. And one thing
Which is not Walmart.
No, I don't think we're going to do that. It's Valentine's Day is on a Thursday this year, isn't it?
Okay, but I still like Walmart.
Yeah, we do on Thursday night is our date night.
Thursday night is our date night.
And often we'll walk to Walmart, walk around with our holding hands, just going through Walmart.
Looking for discounts.
Or Home Depot. So, look, our time is up. Just about up. So, again. Homework. Do your homework. Second.
Homework is share with us your plan for Valentine's Day. Something special that you will do with your mate. And we'd like to share it with our listeners.
Make love, make money, make it last. Go to jollymarriage.com.
And if you want to do something special this Valentine's Day, you can go to Love Notes, which is sponsored by FBCGlenarden.org/Love Notes.
Love Notes. Let us see Friday night, the Jolleys, Saturday morning. For your marriage tune-up, do it now. Register now. Don't delay. It is.
You gain information, and you can have some fun
and inspiration.
Yes.
And you might get hooked up, brothers.
He's always thinking about getting hooked up.
Always sex.
It is very important.
It's important.
And you can do a lot.
Man,
of
let me tell you something that somebody said at church yesterday. As I was leaving church, because they played a promo from our Fox 5 where we talked about women need intimacy and security. I said, women need intimacy and security. And men need two things, sex and respect. And Dean said, which one is more important? I said, I don't know. Which one? They both, I don't know. And one guy said to me, you don't know how much I needed to hear that. And my wife to hear that. I'm so glad you said that on that promo. Because men need sex, and they need it often.
Yes, dear.
All right?
Jolley out.
Our time is up. Jolley out. Woohoo! Hashtag Jolly marriage. See y'all. Thank y'all. Tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody about Monday nights with the Jollies. Happily married Mondays with the Jollies. Love you. See ya.